Okay, so we're going to talk about analyzing arguments today and a couple of other things. And let's see here. Change this up a little bit. Of course, I have a couple of useless coffee facts for you this morning. I know you look forward to these. So developing versus developed, 90% of the world's coffee farming takes place in developing countries, while the developed countries consume most of the produced coffee. This helps, this is a financial help, and it funnels money from developed countries into countries that are not so well developed. And then it's also second in trading. So coffee is one of the most popular commodities to trade. In fact, it is actually the world's second most traded commodity. Oil takes the first spot. So we need oil and we need coffee. So that'll get us through life. I thought that was hilarious, but I mean, I know coffee is popular, but sometimes it surprises me how popular it is. Let's see. Okay, we're going to talk about arguments today. So what are the components of an argument? So it's basically stating what I think. Why do I think this? How do I know this is the case? The purpose of an argument is to make a claim or general assertion, and then to try to persuade readers to believe you. So you can use facts, details, and evidence to back up your claim. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie McClintock. It's a John Wayne movie, came out in 1963. I'm a big John Wayne fan, love John Wayne. If you've never seen McClintock, it's a pretty good movie. But in the movie, we find out that Catherine McClintock, she left her husband, GW, 2 years before, husband played by John Wayne. And then she comes back after 2 years after she left him, and she asks for a divorce. And he refuses to give her a divorce. She doesn't really understand. He doesn't know why she left. He doesn't understand why she was angry with him. And then, the whole movie goes by and it's just back and forth and lots of things happening. But finally, at the end of the movie, she makes her claim, her argument, and she says that she left him because she thinks that he cheated on her. And the reason that she thinks he cheated on her is because she found lipstick on his collar, and her proof is that men don't get that close to other women and get lipstick on their collar if they're not cheating. So that was her claim, and those were her reasons to back it up. Arguments deal with issues that readers might reasonably disagree with, and have reasonable grounds to support one side of an issue over another. For example, not too long ago, someone put a post on Facebook that said a local community bridge was, it said all of the bridges were washed out to this town, to this community, and no one could get in or out of town. This is what he put on Facebook. This was his claim. So of course, people from the community started questioning him. He's like, well, there are only 2 bridges. Are they both washed out? Can you get in from other roads that don't have bridges? Well, the answer was yes. You could actually get in town from another route, from some roads that didn't have bridges. So it wasn't a valid argument or a valid claim. He didn't have the facts to back up his claim. That's an example of a argument and claim, and then it was in fact not true after people started questioning and investigating. So it wasn't a valid argument. Matters of taste, such as one food over another, those aren't really true arguments. So for example, if I said pumpkin spice is the best spice ever used in fall, um, that's what I think. I can back that up and say, I think this because I love pumpkin spice, because lots of people buy pumpkin spice drinks and coffee, bread, cookies. Um, this is not a valid argument because it's a matter of opinion. So some people would agree with my argument, but those that don't like pumpkin spice would disagree. So this is not a true argument or claim. This is just a matter of personal taste. Now, on the other hand, if I said seatbelts save lives, and I say, I believe this to be true. The reason I believe this to be true, it is because personally it has saved me from injury and death when I was in a car wreck. Also, I know that the CDC states that seatbelts reduce the risk of death by 45% and cuts the risk of serious injury by 50%. This is a valid argument. If I just ended it at, well, I believe this because I was saved in a car accident, that's still a matter of opinion. But if I back it up with actual statistics and information that can actually be verified, that is a valid argument. People may disagree, but I use valid evidence to make my point and factual evidence. So when reading arguments, you should ask yourself the following questions. So, is the claim for the argument stated clearly? Is the evidence factual and relevant? Does it come from reliable sources? So can you back that information up? Can you look it up and see if it's true? Is there enough evidence to support the claim? Is the evidence up to date? Obviously, if I told you statistics from, 1945, it's not going to, chances are it had changed from then to today. So make sure it's up to date. Make sure the information is unbiased and objective. Is there a clear distinction between fact and opinion in the argument? So those are the questions we should be asking ourselves. Any questions about arguments and claims? I don't want to go too fast, but again, for it to be a valid argument, it needs to be backed up with evidence, verifiable evidence. If it is not, then it could just be a matter of opinion and is not a valid claim. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about steps in a process. This is another thing that we deal with a lot in text and reading. One type of informational text is the how-to guide. We talked about this a little bit last time. This may include instructions for installing a smoke detector, or maybe cooking your favorite recipe. However, it may include procedures instead of listing steps. It may describe like steps on work, employment, during your job. A lot of times we have certain procedures. So it's not necessarily steps in a process like a how-to guide, but it's a certain protocol of steps that you follow in certain situations. It may be the procedures of how a bill becomes law. This is just a diagram chart, excuse me, of how a bill becomes a law. As you can see, it's very lengthy and complicated. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, a lot of different channels to go through. This would be an example of procedures. Let's see. It could also be something less serious, like how to make a paper airplane. Steps and processes are how we complete a task. Some processes are linear, meaning there's like uh, step A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. Folding a piece of paper, that would be very linear. There are certain steps that you're going to have to take to make that airplane. Science also uses steps in a process. If you think of a science experiment, if you don't follow the steps, you may have a disaster on your hand. This kind of reminds me of one of my chemistry teachers that I had in high school. He was forever blowing something up in class, and he did it for entertainment value, but it was pretty funny. I think he just liked to keep our attention, and he used to tell us that if we all made an A on the test, he would let us blow something up. And so we got to blow a lot of stuff up in his class, and it was a lot of fun. But that always reminds me of him. But science is one of those things that you have to, especially in chemistry, you have to be very careful with. You have to stick with your steps in the process, because you literally can blow something up, and it can be very dangerous. Let's see. So scientists start by asking questions. Then they develop a hypothesis, or what they think is going to happen. And then they do an experiment. And then after they do the experiment, they do an analysis of their findings. Then they make a conclusion, and then they make an observation based on their whole experiment here. But that is a process. Scientists always use this basic process in their experiments. Are there any questions so far? I'm going to get a quick drink because my throat's dry. So if there's any questions, you can unmute your mic and ask, or you can type it in your chat box. And I'm going to get a quick drink. And of course, I'm drinking coffee. Okay. Well, I'm just going to move right along. And I want to talk a little bit about fact and opinion. So fact, I like this picture because 2 cents, my 2 cents, that's just my opinion, right? We hear that a lot. I give people my 2 cents all the time, whether they want it or not, especially my family. A fact is any statement that you can prove or disprove through observation or by reading and looking up facts. For example, if I said to you that planet Earth is flat, and that is a fact, okay, is this really a fact? All the evidence that we have so far does not prove that the Earth is flat. In fact, all the scientific observation and study to date shows that the Earth is in fact round. You can prove that the Earth is not flat. You can look up scientific facts to prove this. Observation and facts help us determine if something is true or false. I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but there's a whole group of people out there that believe that the Earth is flat. They're called flat earthers or something like that. And you can see all kinds of blogs and things online about this, and they actually believe that the Earth is flat, and they make all these arguments and claims. However, like I said, there's no facts yet to back that up. So that would be a matter of opinion. So far, the fact is that the Earth is actually round. Okay, an opinion is anything that cannot be proven or disproven. Anything that cannot be proven true or false is an opinion. So if I say that tacos are better than spaghetti, I'm stating an opinion. I'm letting you know what food I prefer. You cannot prove through observation, history, or scientific facts that tacos are better than spaghetti. It is simply a matter of taste um, and opinion. You do often find facts and opinions in social studies. So remember, facts are things that can be proven or disproven. Opinions are anything that cannot be proven. If I say the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776, this is a fact. You can Google it and you can prove whether it's true or false. If I say Franklin Delano Roosevelt is the best US president, this is an opinion. You can't prove who is the best or worst president. We have a lot of this going on today, with Donald Trump. A lot of people thought he was the best president ever, da 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 da. Well, that's a matter of opinion. We cannot prove factually whether one president is better than the other. That is a matter of preference and opinion. A lot of times, if we don't know something, we look it up by Google or we fact check it. So if you can look up something that somebody claims and you can prove that, yes, it is a fact, back it up with evidence, then that is a true argument. It is a fact. If you cannot look those facts up and back it up with some type of evidence and data, then it is an opinion. And once again, we have a short lesson, but that's okay because we got lots of work to do. So I am going to stop sharing this screen. If you have any questions, now's a good time to ask. Let's see here. I'm going to go to my class. I'm going to share the class screen with you here in just a minute. Let's see. Okay, so in your Google class, we are on class 6. Today is November the 15th. We are already halfway through November. And let's see. We are going to do analyzing arguments and claims. We're going to do an assignment on steps. This is this letter to Darla. It's a little video. It's short, and you just answer a couple of questions about it. And then we're going to do identify key steps in a process, workplace steps in a process, fact and opinion. And then if you have time, get to your common lit assignment. But we're going to go over those here in just a little bit. So I'll go ahead and let you get started. It's about 9:21. So we're going to meet back here at 11 o'clock and go over assignments. So if you don't have any questions, go ahead and type your name in the chat box to sign out of class. And then you're free to go work on your assignments, and I will meet you back here at 11.